Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
This is the Fire TV, but this is
now
the Fire TV stick.
This is the stick. What's
this?
The HDMI dongle that's way smaller.
So we can't see it because it's plugged in here.
Well,
right?
we also, for
technical reasons.
Yeah, movie magic reasons, it's actually way back there.
But there's nothing to see. It looks like a USB key with a
yes,
HDMI port.
Exactly. It's a little bit longer than the Chromecast. But
now the Chromecast gets its power from USB. Does this need USB
as well? It needs USB. Right. I saw some reviews on Amazon that said that I know with the Chromecast I have it plugged in. My TV has a USB on it, and I can plug in the USB on the TV and then into the Chromecast.
That's what I've done.
There were some reviews on Amazon that said that it couldn't do that. It needed to be plugged
into the wall.
The Fire Stick needed to be plugged into the wall.
Okay.
So it must be some voltage thing that some USB sticks can.
Okay, so beware of that.
Absolutely.
It is possible. Roku also makes a stick, but it uses a technology called MHL, which isn't everywhere. TVs have powered HDMI, and if your TV had an MHL port, you could have plugged it into there. But I think Amazon decided wisely, we're not going to require an MHL port. Nobody has them.
Exactly. So, so you do have to plug it in to USB, and size is comparable. Everyone is going to compare this to the Chromecast and the Roku stick. So
the Roku. Let's compare it to the Roku
I'm
stick.
also going to compare it to both.
Okay.
In terms of speed, it is much faster. Let's go ahead and show the interface.
Okay.
It's in its own little.
Oh boy, that
thing.
popped right up.
It is way fast.
Oh, look at that.
You can hear me clicking. I clicked an.
It's very responsive. I'm watching you work.
But it is super responsive when it comes to.
That's actually something the Roku doesn't. Even the Roku 3 doesn't do as swiftly. That is very fast.
Right. It really is. I got to say that I really like it. Every once in a while there'll be a hang up of like a few frames, but other than that, it's incredibly responsive.
Even my Xfinity cable box isn't that fast.
And it only has like the worst interface in the world.
Well, right.
You know, so I can play. It has all sorts of different features, so including video, including audio. If you have anything on your library, let's skip back over here to kind of show it off. You have your home, which is sort of their featured lists or things you've had recently. Prime Video. And then movies and TV, which is basically Prime Video, but broken out into those two things. If you have something on your queue, that's your watch list. Your video library, you can either buy things, and this is the things that you've bought, or you can also upload things.
That's because, that's
stuff.
interesting.
Yes.
So because it's from Amazon, of course, anything in your Amazon store will be in your video library.
Right.
But you're saying I can upload
to your locker, to your storage locker.
To my Amazon locker?
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
So it also has
home
games.
videos could be up
Home
there.
videos could be on there, which is really nice. It has games, and it does include it does not include, but you can buy separately a game controller, just like with the Nexus player that we just saw. That game controller is also $39.99. Same
Boy,
price,
there is, and there's so much competition in this space. What's interesting, you compare it to the Chromecast, and certainly it's very different functionality, but price-wise,
$4 more.
That's what's really interesting about this. It's $39.
$39 instead of $35.
Wow. Now, is there any reason, did you ever play with the Fire TV Big Boy?
No, I didn't.
I have that at home. I should have brought it in.
And now I did want to compare it to that, so I went and specifically, searched for the Fire TV on the Amazon reviews.
Because that's $100.
Yes. Now, the things that the reviews were saying that is faster, that it includes the voice search remote.
Oh, you don't have voice search on this?
This remote does not include voice search on it.
Okay.
Sorry.
And that was something that the Google product does have.
Now, you can buy the voice search remote for $30.
Okay.
For $29.99.
Got it.
You can also use the app, the Amazon Fire TV app, but it's not out on iOS yet, so I never got to use it.
Is it on Android?
It is on Android.
Or do you have to have a Fire Phone?
No, you don't have to have a Fire Phone, but it is out for Fire Phone and Android. It's not out for iOS yet, but that will give you the voice search for free because you can use the...
So if you have an Android device, then you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Okay, so you can do some games on it. Let's go back to the TV interface. You can also, you have your apps, which allows you to get to Netflix. It has Vimeo, Bloomberg, Crackle.
Boy, there's such similarity between
There's a lot of similarity.
Yeah.
It does have a YouTube.
HBO Go on there?
It does not have HBO Go.
Okay,
And it
that's
doesn't,
important.
and the only other thing that I saw missing was
I saw
Sling
Showtime.
Player.
Sling Player
It doesn't have Sling or
doesn't
HBO
have
Go.
Plex, probably.
It does have Plex.
It has Plex.
Which allows you to send your own content to it. That's really, really nice.
Interesting. Okay.
There is a YouTube on here, but it's like a weird. I feel like it's a third-party YouTube,
It
but
might
it
be.
allows you to get to
Google's
it.
been funny about putting YouTube on these devices.
Yeah.
They only recently upgraded their Apple TV version.
Right. Then you can also get to your music, and this is all through my Amazon.
So if you use
Music
Amazon
library.
Music, this is a great choice. Look at all your music.
And at one point, I had uploaded all my songs. A lot of these albums, I'm a little embarrassed by because this is like back, like in the high school days.
Come on, slow down, slow down, slow down. I can't
we got
read
Beck.
the guilty pleasures.
We have the Arctic
Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right. So this is one issue that I found was scrolling.
It's fast.
Well, it's fast.
Too fast.
Well, I felt like if I have 500 things in this.
Oh, that's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take forever. But you know, there wasn't like any next page sort of thing.
Or an alphabetic list or something.
Right. Well, there are. So I'm in the recently played, but I can go into playlists and I can break down by artist and whatnot.
Is there
like
search for music too? There must be.
Yes, there is. There is. Now, one really cool thing. Let me find something that's going to know. It's going to know AWOL Nation. Let's say I start playing any of these songs. Let me play some of these. It has a really neat.
So you've heard of them, AWOL Nation?
AWOL Nation.
I saw them at the 49ers game. I thought.
No big deal. You didn't like them so much.
I was wondering if they were famous.
Yeah, they are.
They're famous.
Sail. Have you heard the Sail? Yeah, they do that. So this is really neat. It's showing the lyrics of the song as it's playing. I started playing. I was like, wait, do I have a song called "I Was Born to Rage"? But no, it's playing. It has sort of like that.
I like it. So there's a little karaoke thing going on here.
Exactly.
With my mother's rain.
Yeah.
Wow. They sang this at the Niners game.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was really neat that it would show you lyrics. It'll show you, of each thing. It's almost like that. What is the X-ray feature?
Yeah.
It's built into the Kindle. It kind of felt a little bit like that.
I think this is their X-ray. I bet you X-rays in the movies too.
Oh yeah.
On this.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's music, and then you have your photos. If you uploaded any of your photos, I didn't. And then So here, let me quickly also go over the
Amazon
remote.
announced right about the time this came out that they were going to give people kind of unlimited photo storage on the Amazon servers.
So the remote is very basic. It has a select up, down, and then a few menu keys. This will look a lot like Android keys.
Yeah.
So you have a dedicated menu, home and back, and then pause, play, and forward.
That's all you need.
That's really all you need. So let's go over some of the things. Is that it does come with a remote, which the Chromecast does not. So for your grandmother, that might be a nice thing. It is faster, coming in at a dual-core 1 gigabyte of memory. Which is nice.
Significantly more storage
a lot more
than
storage.
either of the other devices.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it does have a better Wi-Fi antenna in there as well, which I felt like I noticed it would start up streaming, I felt a little bit faster. That could be the processor, that could be the RAM, that could also be the dual antenna. But
and it's probably worth mentioning, as with the Nexus player, that because there's no Ethernet port, you have to have Wi-Fi to use these devices.
yes. So, okay, so let me go. So for the Chromecast is cheaper. I feel like it's a little bit smaller. But setup is way easier because with the Chromecast, you've already signed into your apps. And if you haven't, you can use the on-screen keyboard. Anytime that I got to this type of keyboard, this just drives you nuts. Just drives you really nuts.
You have to scroll to letter
Absolutely.
to letter. And
I had to sign in to, well, the first time I signed in
you don't have to do it
Amazon,
more than once, right?
Well, you have to do it for like things like Netflix,
right?
For things like YouTube.
Each app once, though.
Each app once, but on the Chromecast, you never do. Or you do when you sign into the app the first time, right? So, and that's a much better experience. I felt like setup was a little bit slower on the Fire TV. Anyway, so moving on to the Fire TV box.
One big advantage this has over the Chromecast, it has Amazon streaming, Amazon Prime, which the Chromecast does not.
It does, but this does not have things like you play movies, like basically the
crap YouTube experience.
Yeah, exactly.
That for some people, that's more important than Amazon streaming. I want to be able to watch YouTube playlists, and now with the music key on YouTube, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, it really is. So the Fire TV is a little bit faster than this. It does support more games. It has more RAM and things like that, but it also has an Ethernet port, which might be a big deal, and an audio out port. Which is
like
also,
optical out?
Yes, exactly. And that is about it. So let's go into any other questions.
You don't need that on this because it is HDMI, so the audio is going right into the TV digitally.
It'll support Dolby 7.1.
Right.
And
most TVs will, if you have an AV receiver, talk to the AV receiver, hand it off to the surround sound. So that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's a big deal, but there might be a few people
worth
that are
mentioning.
like, that is the thing I need, and if it doesn't have it.
That's what's so hard shopping for these. Each of them has things missing.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to piece it. It's like a puzzle. Well, this is what I need, and you have to figure it all out. It's very complicated.
Yeah. I agree.
No one thing is right for everybody.
Right. So pros, it's very fast, and I felt like it was really easy to use and had a really polished interface. So just all around the user interface, and it includes a remote, and I think that's a big pro for a lot of users who just want a very simple experience. The remote is going to be a really nice thing.
Right.
On the cons, the remote doesn't support voice search. You do have to either download the app, which is currently only for iOS, or currently only for Android and not for iOS, or you need to spend $30 for another remote. The setup time was a little bit slower, I felt, on this than the Chromecast. And of course, the search is also, only the Amazon content is searchable. And then, of course, no HBO Go and no Sling Player. So there's a few apps that haven't quite made it over. And I'm a little bit worried. I feel like the Amazon ecosystem gets developed for a little bit slower than, say, the Roku or the Google ecosystem. So that is a worry as well.
Amazon may just sit back and say, hey, we got Amazon on there. What more do you need?
Exactly. Or we'll build our own service. And they also don't, they seem to not play with other people quite as well because it's not their core business is web services. So coming in at $39.99 for the Amazon Fire TV Stick, I'm going to still give it a buy.
All right. At that price.
It was fast. It is cheap. It's super portable. I do feel like it's faster than Chromecast. And now, you might be sold on the Google ecosystem, then it's not for you. But if you're someone like me who's played with both and has content in both or can easily switch, I think it's great.
You know who it might be great for? Somebody who already has an Apple TV, but Apple TV doesn't give you Amazon streaming.
Right.
And I think that's sometimes how people are solving this because no one thing does everything, couple it together. As long as you have enough HDMI ports on your TV.
As long as you have enough $40 bills to go around to buy enough of the
so
HDMI
a buy
for the Amazon Fire TV
on the
Stick.
Amazon Fire TV Stick.